Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be with you today. I am back in New Mexico and creating and recreating so many things in the land of the ancestors. I am Magdala Ramirez. I come from the Maya Mexica tradition. And today we're going to be talking about that higher culture that the mother keep on talking about. What is it? Where do we are going? What is going on in a world that it is so much commotion? So many lies in the system, nothing to hold on into the system, and it is part of the prophecies of what it needed to happen in order for the people to awake, in order for the people to understand that it is the time to move on into a higher culture, into a higher understanding of yourself. As we have been talking, the original dimension, the original world of the human being. It is the recognition of your own nature, which is about connection, which is about cooperation. It is a world of oneness where everyone it is connected with everyone consciously. The understanding of your own nature, it is imperative at this time. But the very first door to achieve this, it is about the union of polarities. The male and the female in balance within the self. These two energies bonding into one. Now, when I said male and female, I'm not talking about men and women. I am talking about energy. Energy of the two hemispheres of your brain being connected into each other and understanding that connection. And yes, that is exactly what the system it has been imposing in you, or this separation, all these distortions, as you can see, all this horrible destruction of separation and a world that you see it right now crumbling, a decayed world. The system is really falling. And what you need to hold on into it. Yes, the great mother, the one that it is inside of you, it is leading the way. She is the essence of all the vibrations. She is about balance. And that balance, it is within yourself. So again, when I'm talking about male and female energies, it really has nothing to do with penis and vaginas, but it has to do, or sexual preferences. It has to do with a different understanding. So the great mother, the one who contains all the vibrations, it is showing you that world of unity. There is the great father, and he is showing you a different way of living, a different way of understanding the world of the outside. The great father, it's about the laws. And the laws is not about enslaving, but it is about the liberation. You know, when I think about the great father, it is so beautiful to see this because you're talking about these cycles, the cycles of the trees, the cycles of the flowers, the cycles of the human being, and how the cycles, they are all different in all the life forms, and they all interconnected one to another. They all depend on each other. They all communicate with each other. And everything, it is about helping. That helping and connecting, it is through that understanding that whatever it is happening to you, it is also happening to me. Whatever it is happening in different parts of the world, it is also happening to you personally too. How do we work and how do we understand that higher culture and how it works? Well, if you see where it is the work, it's just very, very important to comprehend. In the Melway, they taught you that the world of the form, it was the most important thing. The outside world, that world of creation, it was the most important thing they told you. They told you that you own the place. They told you that you own the feminine. And that creates so many distortions in this time and space because this power that you thought that you have, it was never true. Actually, it is there to enslave everybody else and, of course, yourself too. So this is crumbling inside of you. That mind and that mindset that thinks that it is the only thing that exists, it is crumbling within yourself. And that is very, very powerful times because how that masculine is really reacting onto those news. How do they relate with that sacred feminine inside of themselves? How do they understand themselves in a good way without taking the power of absolutely anything or anyone? That power actually has always been very much poisoned when people just take the power of something else by force. So for that masculine are thinking, okay, where do I find my place in that sacred cycle of life? How can I perceive myself in a very different way if I am not that powerful? How do I will find my place? And that is the part of you that feels what is next, how we are going to survive, what it will be that way of living. If it is not that, then what is it? It is that force inside of you that thinks, if I am not in control, who's going to be in control? If I let go of control, what it will happen? You know, that mindset, that it has this arrogance, that it has these distortions of our reality that keep on perpetuating the same reality because it's very, very afraid of changes. Now, what happened in the side of your feminine? First, you have been programmed that you have no power whatsoever, that you were there to only follow the masculine, and that was the most important thing. So you allowed the system to define you, to tell you what to do, to follow the men, to follow whatever they're asking you to do, and being afraid of a fight, being afraid of putting on what you know because you feel that you're going to be target. Because everyone who's bringing a change, yeah, you're being target. You know, like people say it around here, you know, misery wants company. So if you're not in that misery anymore, you're being target of that energy that wants to pull everyone down. So the feminine now, she is beginning to understand how powerful she is. When she is able to hold on into the hand of the mother, the great mother, you have access to the library of the multiverse. You ask a question, and that question is going to be revealed immediately. The only thing that you need to do is really put attention to that response. Everything, it is part of that. So from that incredible wisdom that you have within yourself, you're bringing that wisdom into your consciousness. Very much it is how the ancestors always said. It is the feminine, the one that enlightens the masculine. And that feminine, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, that feminine is the one that it is enlightening your consciousness, means a different way of living, a higher culture. How does it looks like higher culture once that wisdom that it is inside of you begins to kick in and begins to translate into thoughts, to bring it into your consciousness about a different way of living? You know, where you're moving, where you're heading, and what is going on. First thing to do once you have wisdom, you do need to let go to the wrong beliefs. And when you check on those wrong beliefs and really begin to question yourself, why do I believe in this? What is going on? What is happening? And begin to question and question and question yourself. Your belief system, it is crumbling because it was installed by the patriarchal system. One of the biggest examples about this is they told you God is outside of you and it is there to judge you, and you're never going to be good enough. Whatever you do, you're bad. And here is the big change. Well, it happens that that beautiful divine being is you. And when you reclaim your sovereignty, you can see how all these wrong beliefs are gonna just begin to pop up into your mind. And you know, you're gonna have thoughts like, well, you're not good enough. How can you be doing this? And these are very much your AI inside of you, that it is just a program that sustains itself to keep on perpetuating the patriarchal system. But once you see it and detach the emotion in it, you're liberating yourself. No one is coming to liberate you, to save you. That is a big, big thing too. In the patriarchal system, somebody in the outside needs to come and rescue you, for something. Instead of understanding that it is up to you and it is up to your choices that you make in life. And what it is those choices comes about. Every time that you make a choice, you are making a split. And you're having different realities happening at the same time. The one that it is able to integrate all your use, all these different perceptions of reality, it is you. That integration is just way too important at this time. So how does it looks like, that higher culture that the mother keep on talking, that superior society? How does it feel to live in a place non-racist? It starts with you, and it starts with everyone around you. What maintains that racism? It is the patriarchal system. It's a wrong belief. It is that place in the mind saying, I need to be in control. I need to impose my truth on everybody else. I need to keep on being in control of something that is there and it has been there for a very, very long time. And that world is getting finished. And it is emerging a new kind of society, a new way to relate. a non-racist society based on balance. You know, there has been so much commotion about this racism for a very, very, very long time. One of the things that I actually like about United States is that it has so many tribes. People from everywhere in the world, their lineage are everywhere in the world. Yet the original, it is the native people. And they're always going to be that. These are the owners of this world. You know, we understand that. You know, the teachings of Quetzalcoatl is all the way from the north of the Americas and all the way to the South Americas. It is all indigenous. That's the land. And yet, when you see it nowadays, how this one is going to work in this mini, mini world, in a tiny, tiny little country like United States, with all the races together, how can we bring balance? How can we remember what it means that true human being? Those situations are very important to consider inside of yourself because it is happening inside of you. When you feel that you needed to be in control of something for many, 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 many generations, actually for 500 years, you think that if you lose that control, you're going to lose something very, very bad, and it is inside of you. And it gets you stuck in that third dimensional reality perpetuating the patriarchal system. There is no such a thing of a racist person in a higher dimensions. It's a law. Because racism is so completely in dark ages. It is so completely in that third dimensional reality, and that's where it's going to stay. So when people are able to conceive a different way to relate, starts within yourself. Can you understand that control and the way that you think about control is ceasing to exist? Can you listen to the one that created you to really understand and embrace that wisdom that has always been inside of you? You are such a wise person because through that alignment with the one that created you, it really is moving the whole society into that new world that it is here and now. And it starts with you, and then it goes to all your relations. This means that the relations with your children are changing. The relation with your family is changing because you are able to stand up in your truth. That's the Son of God. Standing up in your truth is just way too important because when you stand up in your truth, you will create all these waves of movement for everyone else too. There is a truth inside of you, a truth that it is eternal because you are eternal. You have always existed. You're just having a little experience in here from some lessons that you needed to learn. You choose to be in this time and space, in this big commotion, because you need to lead the way. But it starts with you. It has always been you. You have the power to remember. You need to allow that remembrance to happen. You need to remember that you are love. The experiences that you come into this realm to get those lessons, it has to do about love. And it might be that you have been into messy love, distorted love, creepy love, freaky love, whatever you want to put into it. But each one of those kind of love, you learn something. You learn, and you are now remembering. When you see yourself as love, you are so powerful. Well, there is so much of that spiritual work that people needs to be doing at this time. I invite you to join the school. We have a school online that we have it for a very, very long time, where we are having all kinds of courses, and we have now digital courses. If you don't have time to go to school, you can also take some courses that we have online. Visit our website. It is magdalas.com. That is MAGDALAS.com. And send us an email. And there is so much that we are creating, and we want to invite you to get into that rhythm of recognizing yourself and remembering yourself. Remember that the only one that you need to reach is you. And yet, we are moving. We are moving into a higher culture. Tlatzocomate for your work. I am you. I am Magdala.